Hello. So, it is time for everyone's favorite time of the year, Power Rankings. This time for UBL Season 8. I will not be alone. I will be unmuting in Discord in a second. But like with the Season 5 Power Rankings we did, it's gonna be the four idiots back at it again, and this time hopefully with you being able to hear them. We got Fat Rat, we got Snom, and we got Cannor. We're gonna jump into this. Let's get going, because we've got 8 teams to analyze and rank and stuff, and yeah, let's just go. Let's just go.
Getting Chili's for lunch with the friends later today.
That's not
that is actually sick. However, I am broke, so I can't afford Chili's.
Yeah, we're going to Chili's and then we're going to Brahms to get some ice cream.
Nice.
It's Winda Gaming time. Let's go.
Oh my god, is that legendary YouTuber Winda Gaming?
It's
the Espion champion?
It do be Winder and it do be gaming. I feel like since I'm going to put this here now because the Draft League website went down, I can't really do match reports for the rest of the matches that I plan to upload. So I'll just say, yeah, I won a UBL Season 7. Congratulations, me. I won it on the back of Lord Nobody going for Sucker Punch, going for Protect twice with Marshadow, expecting me to Sucker Punch it when I didn't have Sucker Punch. I'm so good. I don't deserve that win.
Yo, at 9:04, there was a Winda Gaming upload. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Hold on, yeah, we have to stop the recording. We have to watch it.
Yeah,
hold up, let's watch the Winda Gaming.
Alright, anyways, it is the fucking crew.
It is the crew.
That's what we are.
It is the 4 idiots back at it again.
Hey, I'm not an idiot, I'm the Dawn Doctor.
You're an idiot.
Hey! I'm the Dawn Doctor. There's a difference. There's a difference.
You are riding a catfish into battle. I think it's
my catfish is riding me into battle.
What?
I'm riding the sushi.
Anyway.
Well, what we can all agree on is the fact that it's not nearly as cool as riding a Wishcash into battle.
This is very true.
Right?
This is very true.
Anyways, Season 8, folks.
Yeah, so we've got all the teams in the Bullhawk dock, thanks to Cannor.
We should have done one more season so that we started Gen 9 with Season 9.
I mean, we were planning to, but then we all got lazy.
Yeah.
Well, we were planning to, and then I decided to play in a different league and not focus.
I wanted a 2-month break before Scarlet and Violet, so...
Yeah. And now I'm in 2 leagues, and I'm in USPA. Fuck my life!
I'm in 4 leagues right now!
I have absolutely no memory of the last year.
I'm in 0 leagues, and it is amazing.
Yes.
Hey, I love Pokemon, but
I go
holy
outside,
fuck.
it's the best.
You know what's even better? Not having to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Yu-Gi-Oh is lame.
Yeah,
Okay, don't slander my game in here. But anyway,
Yu-Gi-Oh is really bad. Anyway, let me just look at my Shizu deck that I'm holding right now.
Wait, you have a Shizu tier IRL? Yo,
yeah.
You're right. When do you stop being so base? I just can't afford it. I just can't afford a Shizu tier.
I think I got everything in here for like 270.
Wait, even the planets?
Yeah.
Planets for like $100 a pop.
Yeah.
Did I buy Planet at the wrong time and then have to sell because I was broke? Well, fuck. Anyways, this is Pokemon. Let's not talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh later.
Card game, but not even the card game aspect. Let's talk about the Alola choose.
That's true
by far.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah.
He's got a rat. He ate too much, and now he's a grill.
Yeah.
He's a grill, and now we can cook rat on the rat.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I'm trying to see what Spite Ups does. I looked through his move pool and I saw one good move, and I think it was String Shot.
I didn't even look through its move pool. I just grabbed it because I thought it'd be funny.
It has first impression, but like
it has first impression.
Yeah, but it has like 6. It has like 5 attack. What are you gonna do? Tickle me and sing me sweet lullabies?
Yeah,
Look, I'm not gonna lie. This thing is coming to 0 games.
Let me read off the team real quick. So, Rat and the Aloha Alolachus, they've got Ursaluna, Slowbro, Orthworm, Salazzle, Mismagius, Crabominable, Spidops, Dragonite, Grimmsnarl, Raichu, and the runny man himself, Toadskull. Did I forget to mention that we're actually we've got home Pokemon in this, which means we've got.
Wait, I just looked at Rat's team and it clicked in my head. Oh no! Something just clicked in my head. Oh no! You can just lead. Oh, you can just lead Slowbro, Orthworm, Shedtail into Ursaluna, Trick Room.
Oh, come on.
Yep, you just realize that. And
why do you think I don't?
Ursaluna's Flame Orb activates, and now it just has Headlong Rush, High Horsepower, Facade, Close Combat.
I don't actually think it has High Horsepower. Because I just don't think any Pokemon has High Horsepower in this.
It has to.
I'll check real quick.
I'm pretty sure it's got Headlong Rush, though.
It has High Horsepower.
It has Headlong
High
Rush,
horsepower.
so I don't know why you would ever want to run it. What?
Yeah, it
Is
does
this
have
the
Headlong
only-
Rush.
Is this the only Pokemon with High Horsepower this gen?
There has to be more.
Probably Mudsdale has it.
Dude, Mudsdale.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
it looks like there's
Yeah, there's Donphan, Copper.
5 Pokemon.
There's 5.
Yeah.
There's one relevant Pokemon, and that's Ursaluna.
Yeah. Well, Mudsdale's relevant.
Well, that's okay. I was very sad to learn when I picked Crocodile in SPS and then learned it didn't get High Horsepower and was kind of sad.
And doesn't get
It hurts how many.
Doesn't get
So
Larry
many ground types are just worse this gen, just because the High Horsepower is just not widely distributed. But I like it.
Great Tusk exists.
Don't get me started on Great Tusk.
Dude, Great Tusk is
God.
actually the new Landorus.
Thank God Great Tusk is not legal in this format. Anyways, we should probably actually talk about the team.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh my God, Ursaluna broken. So if you look at the team, Ursaluna broken.
This is true.
I feel like this is the basis of the team. Ursaluna's kind of broken.
Yeah.
So supported with Substitute.
So I have to say, Rat, did you build this team or did you get someone else to make it?
I built this team and I built it entirely off of vibes.
Rat, you are a liar. This is a Trick Room team.
I say this is a Trick Room team. You didn't make this.
Yeah.
You have 4 Pokemon that aren't in Trick Room. Oh my God, your out of Trick Room match sucks. Like you have to Trick Room every single game.
You have to trick
like literally every single game. If
you have Toadskull and Slowbro, which are 2 great setters of Trick Room.
Yeah. So looking at this team immediately. Oh my God, you got rid of Bramblegast.
Yeah.
Why did you get rid?
Why'd you get rid of Bramblegast?
Oh, because you had no Tailwind.
Well, fucking get a Tailwind Pokemon. There's like a bajillion of them.
Legitimately, Bramblegast not being picked right now is insane. Like, that mon is so broken.
I was considering it for a while.
I had it in like 8 different plans, and I was like,
I drafted Bramble.
How many plans?
I drafted Bramblegast.
Before the draft started, I spent like an hour and a half making different plans, and ended up with Garchomp.
No, I ended up with Garchomp.
I ended up with Garchomp, then drafted Hydreigon, and then dropped it. That's called a spoiler.
It's foreshadowing.
Anyway, doesn't Dragonite get Tailwind?
Yeah.
So Dragonite does get Tailwind, but legitimately looking at this team, I don't think you ever want to actually click Tailwind. Yeah, I think what you want to do with Dragonite is, like, legitimately, yeah, you can just run it, Choice Band. That is what it is. Why did that sound weird coming out of my mouth?
Because it's weird using
E-Speed.
It's weird using choice items in VGC, in fairness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to be fair, I use them a lot, but I never use Choice Band, because why would I want to run a band when I can run a Scarf?
Because you have a Garchomp speed.
Okay, you have a fair point. But anyways, let's keep talking about the elephant in the room, Dragonite. So Dragonite does have Tailwind, but like this is really just an extension of the Trick Room mode. If you think I'm being weird, E-Speed. Like, you just tear a normal Choice Band E-Speed. Doesn't matter what mode you have set up, that thing is just going to be killing things. Really, really threatening. If you do want to set Tailwind as well, you better hope that you can fucking kill it beforehand, because it can't be faked out. Because it's got inner focus. Speaking of inner focus, can't be intimidated. This thing is crazy.
Speaking of inner focus, can we point out how Rat has 3 fake out mons?
I do?
Wait,
Yeah,
yes, I do.
Rat has 3 fake out mons.
Grimmsnarl, and Raichu. Okay.
So mainly the Pokemon that I see running fake out are probably Salazzle, Raichu. Especially when you have 3 on the team,
Yeah.
you don't really need to dedicate Grimmsnarl to that role.
The only
Though
reason
that
yeah,
is not to discredit saying that Grimmsnarl can run fake out and fucking ruin your day.
I think Grimmsnarl could see fake out decently likely when there is fake out Trick Room options, because Grimmsnarl's the only one who actually wants to be in Trick Room out of those 3.
Yeah.
But Grimmsnarl, like, the way I see this team is that, like, it has, like, a really strong as fuck Trick Room core, but then half the Pokemon are unusable because the team just struggles out of Trick Room. Like,
So, like, if Rat...
Salazzle, Mismagius, like, Raichu, I don't know, but, like,
So-
Grimmsnarl, Slowbro, Orthworm, Ursaluna, Crabominable, like,
Spinox!
hitter.
Alright, so, obviously, so for this,
Spinox
I'm just
isn't a
gonna...
mon.
I'm just gonna ignore the type chart. We have never been in a generation where the type chart is more irrelevant. Obviously, you want to look for good natural stuff, but, like, having only 3 net negative types is pretty good. It's about as good as you're gonna get this gen anyways, because there's not a ton of good Pokemon that, like, are naturally going to fit well together. In my experience, through 2 VGC drafts, kind of stumbling my way through figuring out what's good and what isn't. Like, the type chart just doesn't matter a ton, obviously, unless you have a ton of red, or a ton of your Pokemon are weak to one type.
Yeah.
Very funnily, Rat has a green in ground when there is, like, 5 good ground types, including Ursaluna this generation. And I have 2 of them.
That was completely on purpose, you know, just counterpicked you while building.
Well, to be fair, like, ground type is usually the gen that has a ton of good Pokemon. But then this gen, they were just like, what if we just don't include good Pokemon?
Well,
For
no,
ground
they
types.
said let's funnel all of our great ground type energy into Great Tusk, and then that's what they did. But Great
That
Tusk
is
not usable.
very true. That is
Yeah.
very true. Great
And
Tusk.
now Great Tusk is more usage than fucking Goldango and Smogon on OU, which is insane.
It's nuts. So, anyways, I don't want to focus too much on, like, fucking Dragonite on this team, or, like, the type chart. If we just scroll down a little bit, look at the team stats. This team is pretty defensive. Your lowest defense on this team, your lowest physical defense, is Toad's Cruel at 30. Toad's Cruel, not Cruel, at 35, and then I think your lowest special defense is 55 with Orthworm. Yeah. So this team is, like, actually pretty defensive. It's super physical, which is concerning to me, but I feel like Rat probably has ways to consider that. I believe he has a Will-O-Wisp Pokemon. I don't know if he has anything. He has 2 Will-O-Wisp Pokemon.
Mismagius and Salazzle.
I mean, what's more important is the Reflect and the Parting Shot from the Grimmsnarl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Grimmsnarl is going to be really big. I think one item you're gonna have to look out for when you're facing this team is the Clear Amulet. Especially when you have so many of these physical attackers that want to just come in and ruin your day, and then just, like, be like, okay, what are you gonna do now that, like, I have all this boosts and stuff. Clear Amulet looks pretty good on this team. The special attackers, though, for this team are kind of nuts. The reason it's just so much lower than the attack is just because you have, like, 5 special attackers compared to about 1 billion physical attackers in Raichu.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that the only special attacking option in Trick Room is the Slowbro.
Yeah, it's sad, but I kind of like it. Because Slowbro is going to be naturally hard to kill, it's just not going to do a ton, unfortunately.
I mean, it'll do decent damage with coverage, but, like, you have Dragonite, which is immune to Intimidate, which is already a big failing.
So
and you
one
have
thing.
which is immune to burn because that has got.
So one thing I would say now that Slowking is available, I much rather prefer Slowking for this team, especially with the Crabominable. Crabominable
Slowking's
normally
available?
is going to have. Yep, Slowking was dropped. Do you want to change for Slowking? You still have time and grace.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, well, I am in real time updating the dog.
Are they same tier?
Yes.
Why the fuck are they same tier? Oh well, I guess chili reception doesn't matter.
It's less important than singles.
Yeah.
And doubles even.
Yeah.
Singles.
But like for this team, chili reception actually looks kind of good. Because you get to boost that defense for that Crabominable, make it live a little bit longer. Because that's generally my issue with some of these Pokemon, is that sure, the team is really defensive, but a lot of these Pokemon just, you either don't want them to live super long, or they just won't live super long even if you want them to. Overall, it's not like a bad team.
Yeah,
I like it.
World is a solid team.
I think I was saying this to Cannor. 2023 is the year that Rat decides to draft Trick Room. This is just their first attempt at it.
Yeah. So one thing I would say is that this team is a little too Trick Room focused in a generation where Trick Room is not as good. I would have liked to see something more like this last generation where Trick Room could just win you a game in those 4 turns, but
Right.
Trick Room's a little bit harder now.
Yeah,
but
the fucking nuke of Dynamax.
Yeah, Trick Room, right, for sure. But then again, you can, if you preserve your Trick Room setter well enough, you can always set it twice. But one issue I have with like super heavy Trick Room teams, in this case, is you have like one actual Trick Room setter.
Right.
And
well, it is a pretty reliable Trick Room setter.
Oh, it's a
with
good.
Oblivious.
Oh, you have three. You have 3.
You have the Slowking and the Toadschool are both pretty good Trick Room centers.
Slowking, Toadschool. Toadschool's alright. It's one of the best 5 tier 5s. So like I'm not gonna like criticize it a ton, because like obviously it's meant to be a budget option. It's not meant to be like a super big thing that's gonna carry the team every week. But it does actually provide it does provide one thing for this team that we haven't really touched on yet. That's redirection.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to be very helpful for this team. It gives it redirection, it gives it disruption. Like it provides a lot for the team despite being a tier 5. And then we have Spidops, so this is my favorite team ever for getting the single worst Pokemon ever made.
Light up, sweep, let's go.
Spidops is so like comically bad. It's really tragic.
To quote, I believe it was, I can't remember who it was, but Spidops looks like you would tell a kid to draw Spider-Man who doesn't know Spider-Man. I can't remember if that was Pokemon Challenges or Moxie Boosted. Or both! Probably both! So many people have said that.
Probably both.
I was like, it's gotta be Thunderblund to 777 in here.
It might have been too. It legitimately might have been.
But yeah, well done, Rat, for drafting Trick Room. You did it.
Rat, I gotta say, this is
Did the
probably one of
impossible.
my... This is, out of the teams that I've seen you draft in UBL, this is probably one of my favorite. Just because it does so much, and there is so much that you have to, like, prepare for in prep. Like, even though I'm talking about, oh, your Tailwind kind of sucks, Ursaluna 50 speed, if you're thinking, oh, I don't need Tailwind, I just need to prevent Trick Room, and then you Tailwind with an Ursaluna, you can outspeed people and just fucking win the game.
Like,
Yeah,
who's
it's
gonna waste
scary.
a fast bear?
Me. Because I just mentioned it. Also because it has the same speed as Calyrex Ice, and I did run Calyrex Ice like once during Gen 8. It was pretty bad.
Those are the options to spread around nuzzles and T-waves.
Yeah. So how are we rating teams? Like, is it a tier system, or like 8 out of 5, or out of 8 since we have 8 teams?
Why don't we go to an old classic? Why don't we go to an old classic, where we give one team the S tier, 3 teams the A, 3 teams the B, and then one team the C.
We might do 2 teams in B and 2 teams in C, to be completely honest, but we'll see.
Maybe, but I was thinking back to RDL.
Yeah, because I like to do that just because you get like an even curve. An actual curve. Opposed to,
2-2-2-2. I think whatever works.
Well, I know for sure this league was not going to be 2-2-2-2.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I'd say Rat's team is pretty solidly in the A tier.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the other teams.
For me, I would say Rat is mid to low A. I'm fine putting him in A for now.
Yeah.
But we have to keep in mind it's the first team, so like it's very subjective in the round. So I just have a notebook. I have not made a tier.
Oh, I haven't. So I have put A in the opponent.
Okay.
Oh, I just saw that.
Oh, the Pokeball. Yo, Rat, you're in Pokeball tier. Get owned. Get owned. You're in the lowest tier. That is actually a viable tier. I'm just messing with you. Anyways.
Yo.
Second, the 3 of the crew. It's coming up right now.
In me.
Performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too.
True.
I don't understand that one because I'm a fucking idiot.
You did.
Anyways,
you did not. You did
before. This is so embarrassing.
Hold up. Did you not know the Donkey Kong rap?
Oh, I haven't listened to the fucking Donkey Kong rap.
Bro, you're gonna get the whole rap of the DK crew coming after you.
Yeah.
Everyone spam the Donkey Kong rap in the comments.
Anyway.
Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're down there.
This is so
We've
true.
got the Everton Espions.
Yo, it me.
Yeah.
I've got Goldengo, Weavile, Weirdeer, Typhlosion, Pachirisu, Hawlucha, Sunflora, Sylveon, Noivern, Rotom Wash, and an emergency Quagsire pick because of someone we're not going to mention in this call.
Well,
You know who it is.
We're not going to mention it in this call yet. We have to.
We will.
It's Power Ranking.
So yeah, I originally had an Avalokasuian, and then Cannor picked up Dondozo Tatsugiri, and then I was like, well, I need an answer.
I was like, no, you can't spoil my team, and then I realized I started this video off by saying I'm the Dawn Doctor.
Yes,
So
yes, you did. So I had to pick
I just exposed half of my team already, and we're only on the second one, but it's okay.
So I emergency picked up a
surprise,
Quag.
all the more important.
All right. So if I had to look at this team and say one thing, holy fuck, it's a window team. Holy fuck. This team is nuts.
Yeah, this team's kind of fucking nuts.
Like, I don't know what to say. Like, this team is disgusting.
So let's just break it down one by one. You got the Goldango, which is Goldango. You always love to see it with the Noivern. Like,
Cheese
paired
stick,
up with the
let's go.
Noivern, so you get Tailwind, and then you also get the option of dual spread moves with Make It Rain and Boom Burst, and Noivern can even like Terra Normal and just make it instantly broken.
Yeah, second fastest non-priority Tailwind.
Yeah, but it's not
Very
priority,
threatening.
but it's still really good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
also
no,
have-
Like, it's very good that it's not priority, because we have one team with priority Tailwind.
Yeah, true. Wait, did no one take Talonflame?
Talonflame was dropped during Grace period.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't really want to think about that team until we get there.
Speaking of good spread damage, we also have the Typhlosion and the Sylveon with Eruption and Hyper Voice respectively. Also really like Tailwind.
So one thing to note with Sylveon, you're never running Moonblast on this thing, because Terra Blast is just better Moonblast.
Exactly. You just run Terra Blast
And
and
it can
Hyper
change
Voice.
its type. This thing is insane. It's nutty.
So I'm going to be
Weirder's
looking out for a very
pretty good.
specific move on every single one of your teams from here on out, and that is Wide Guard.
Yeah.
Why would you
exactly.
be running Moonblast in the first place when Hyper Voice is right there?
Because Wide Guard.
Because Wide Guard with
And
Goldengo
because, like-
and Typhlosion and Sylveon and Noivern and Rotom Wash. There's a lot of
I would
spread
say that's-
damage.
I would say that's probably my only like actual criticism I have immediately with the team. Like you brought up there, Winda. Lots of spread.
Which
Lots
is
of
why
spread damage.
we've got
Also, you actually technically have the fastest non-priority Tailwind Pokemon with Hawlucha. If you're facing someone that has a terrain,
which there is
or
one of.
something that you
is
can
two.
pack it with, you could also run White Herb just so that you can get that Tailwind.
Though there's not a ton of intimidating teams, actually, which is surprising.
Yeah, but
I guess
luckily
Intimidate
Winda
has
does have
never
one of the
been-
better. Winda does have a great Intimidate Pokemon in my opinion, which is the Weirdeer. with
Yeah.
the.
For sure.
It is so good.
It has imprisoned
It's
trick
so
room.
good.
It has solid bulk. It has dual screens. It can thunder wave. It can trick. It has just a great move pool. I think weirder.
So,
And it
so
had
like,
like decent damage output. It's base 105 on
Yeah.
both offenses.
it is
Yeah.
like when you look at Stantler and then you look at Weirder, you're like, oh my god, these two Pokemon are just like not even attached. Like, how can you consider these the same? Also, can it like just automatically raise? Yeah, it can just raise its defense for free and
Yeah.
yeah,
damage.
with Psy Shield.
Yeah, so like this thing, you're never killing it on the physical side. If you're scared of grass moves into your Quagsire or into your Rotom, and you're facing a team that particularly doesn't really care about Intimidate, you just run Sap Sipper Weirder.
Or, bring, one of the many answers to grass types on the team, like Weavile and Noivern and Holucha and Typhlosion.
that is true, but also, too, you do get that free attack.
Yeah,
Weirder, on top of 105 base speed, attack, not speed. Thank God this thing is not 105 speed. I would cry.
Indeed.
But this thing has like a nuts move pool in a generation where a lot of Pokemon's move pools got
Butchered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is one of the few things that actually got to keep Earth Power. Even though it's a
Whoa.
TR, and, like, a lot of Pokemon just don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it has Earth Power.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
nice.
it's got Earth Power, it's got Energy Ball, it's got Psychic, Shadow Ball.
It's also got the
Thunderbolt.
nice utility of, if you want more Intimidate, you can skill swap your
Yeah.
Intimidate.
I was about to say, yeah, you have skill swap for the Intimidate shuffle, which is just
Yeah.
so
Or
fucking
I can
annoying.
skill swap my Rotom Wash.
Oh god, a
now,
levitating deer.
which one do you
I'm
want
more
to try and
scared
hit
of
Woo
Intimidate
with?
Rotom
None
Wash.
of them.
Can you imagine if Rotom Wash got Intimidate?
No.
Can we not
Scariest
give me a
washing
stroke
machine.
at 9:40 in the morning?
Too bad.
I would really like to go about my day alive. So I know we talked a lot about like flaws that Rat's team had, but like when you look at this team and you compare it to Rat's team, like there are so few flaws with this team. Like there are flaws. Don't get me wrong, you do have flaws. However,
do
you
have
got a
aura.
lot of.
Aura.
Do not sleep on Sunflora. There
I-
are matchups where that thing is just going to tear a grass, Leaf Storm, in one shot.
I will
That thing
slander Sunflora
I
all
have
want.
plans.
With solar power. With
It's my
solar
greatest
power.
American.
It was so
So-
funny.
solar power. So, Sunflora, solar power, Terra, Grass, Leaf Storm did 35%. The +2 special defense, Dragon Dondozo.
Eh.
Dragon.
Dondozo is like bad special defense.
Yeah, it's got like what, 50?
Who cares about bad special defense when you got +2? That's doubled.
Let's
It's
just rank
doubled.
you Assault Vest.
It's just bad doubled.
It's just bad. I have plans for some Flora, don't worry.
Oh no, 170 is pretty decent. 170 is pretty good, and that's without investment.
I would also like to point out, if anyone may have noticed, Sunflora is not the only Pokemon on my team that actually wouldn't mind a bit of a sun boost.
Typhlosion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
there
have
is
the Typhlosion.
Typhlosion.
And I'm pretty sure
Wait,
Holucha gets Sunny Day.
That's some choice words for you.
Where
You forced me to
is
use
the
my brain
weather?
cells.
So like
You know how
we say
cool that is?
but there's
It's true. And I
so
also
like we say.
pretty sure I
we
have
say,
two very fast.
Holucha gets it. Say Holucha gets it. 9 out of Windows 11 Pokemon get Sunny Day.
So, like-
11 Drizzle. Rain Dance.
I'm pretty sure Noivern gets it. Yeah, and wait, where is it?
And Sylveon gets Weather Ball.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh no.
So yeah,
Yeah,
we have.
Fire Sun
Fire.
Weather
So-
Ball, let's go.
So yeah, there is potential. Oh, Weavile gets Sunny Day. Excellent. So yeah, I have.
For some reason,
I'm pretty sure Noivern gets it. Just run out on Noivern.
Yeah,
We've
Noivern
all
gets
trash.
Windows 3 fastest Pokemon get it. Actually, Windows 5.
Everything
No
gets
way.
it.
It's not 5. It's not the top 5. No way. It is the top 5. It might even be the top 6.
Copium.
It's
It
it's
is
more.
not the top 6.
I'm also
It is
trying
not
to
the
figure
top
out what
6
doesn't get it.
Pokemon.
It's Goldengo
Oh,
and
it does get it.
Goldengo.
It's Goldengo, Quagsire.
Quagsire, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Quagsire? Yes, it is. I had to check because Rotom Wash getting it fucking threw me off. But I guess because Rotom gets it for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of Wash, Winda, how could you? You stole my SPS core.
I literally stole Rat's SPS core, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
Nice.
but Rat, have you ever considered getting good and just drafting it yourself?
I did in SPS.
Okay, but did you draft it in this league? Didn't think so. Any questions?
So, yeah.
Also, I don't think we've talked at all about Pachirisu, but Pachirisu is the world champ difference, baby.
And also, the reason why Cannor hates me.
So, Pachirisu...
Pachirisu's weird, because, like, it's not gonna do anything except for follow me. Like, I guess you can do other stuff with it, but it's
Nuzzle, Super Fang.
I mean, yeah, you
like,
follow
it's
me,
not-
Nuzzle, Super Fang,
it's
helping
not
hand.
ever going to feel good.
I
To
disagree.
click some... Well, it's going to feel good in some matchups, but, like, if you have something that can do, like, powerful spread damage that's faster than it, it's gonna take a fat chunk.
Yeah.
Nah, just.
But there's,
go
like,
fucking
a
get it
million
out,
reasons why I'd want to run
Also-
Pachirisu.
So, Winda, you do not have Wide Guard.
Who needs Wide Guard? I have all the mons that do the spread damage.
Yeah.
Well, you also have a lot of
All
Pokemon that
the
want to take an
good
Earthquake.
ground types have Earthquake.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, you don't really care about ground.
This
But,
is true. You
um,
care about
um,
the
Terraforming
types.
No one drafted Dunsparce, but if it was drafted, that would legitimately be a concern I had with this team, because it can just go faster than you, hit you with 60% flinches with Scarf and then Tailwind. Like, assuming, they drafted it with Prio Tailwind or Kilowattrel. But I have Kilowattrel, so suck it, all you Dunsparce bozos.
Dude, I love the Dunsparce. What the fuck?
Cannor leaks a little bit
So
more of his
cool.
team.
We literally talked about I had Kilowattrel. This is not a leak.
I have short-term memory. You know this.
In fairness, I don't know if we discussed
I
it
swear.
while I was recording.
I swear, I'm gonna be...
We're gonna be on my team, and Rat's gonna be like, "Ooh, Connor's leaking more of his team." Yeah, my brother and Chris, we're reviewing my team.
I guess going back to
My brother
Pachirisu,
in
there
Christ.
has it does have a couple nice synergies. Obviously, I think the main one is the fact that I could just discharge next to Rotom Wash and just spam follow me,
Yeah.
which is always fun. The other one is the fact that it's actually kind of fast is really nice for follow me Trick
Yeah.
Room, and then I can Volt Switch out. Like
Or
kind of
U-turn.
safely, or U-turn, or like just get a safe switch into the Trick Room sweepers.
Yeah, Pachirisu, I think I probably should have put it higher than 4, not because of like all this insane utility it provides, but because it is one of, I believe, 3 follow me Pokemon.
Yep, it's Pachirisu,
Three.
Mousehold, and Indeedee female are the only follow me Pokemon.
You should have put it in tier 1
Three.
because every time you draft it, you get blessed with the world champ difference.
I'm literally not putting Pachirisu in tier 1. Do you want? You've seen what's undrafted in our tier 1. Do you seriously think someone would take Pachirisu?
Mousehold.
Mousehold
Still
Mouse.
Counterpoint,
This thing
I took
is-
Spite Ups.
Okay, and no one's calling you a genius for taking
Rip
Spite
Bozo.
Ops.
Take fucking Fletchling, dude. You want fucking Tailwind for your Bramblegas? Take a Fletchling.
You should have. I was telling Rat.
Option.
You should take Fletchling. It's good. Tailwind. And then Rat was like, yeah, but it didn't come to any game.
No,
It's a-
you
it's
said
a
Fletchinder, but I never considered Fletchling as a mon.
I told you Fletchling. Well, I
You
did say
said
Fletchinder. But then you were like, yeah, but I had Fletchling and it never came. So take the better Fletchling.
Yeah, fucking bring Fletchling. I don't know what's the problem, Bozo.
Like, I don't know why you did not take Fletchinder, but that is a story for a different day when I sweep you with, I don't
With
even know what I was.
Fletchinder's
Yeah.
team 4, tier 4.
I'm actually gonna sweep you with, I'm gonna steal Windows team, cheat, and then sweep you with Windows team.
No,
For our-
wait a
for our
minute.
match.
It's my core. I know how to beat it.
And then after that, I'll face Rat and sweep Rat
So-
with my team.
So Rat, you know how to beat it. You know how to beat it. But
That's a
the
lie.
big-
I haven't
big
used
thing
my
is-
team once.
so like, if you look at this team, there's a difference between knowing how to beat it, because like
And being
I
able
look
to
at this
actually
team.
do it.
Like, I look at this team and, like, realistically, I could figure out how to beat it.
Yeah.
But there's so much you have to actually prep for and analyze that it's hard to tell. I'm getting a phone call.
That's hot. Alright.
Here's the
but,
strat. I dox Winda. I drive over to his house, and I beat him.
Yes, drive across the ocean from Florida to the UK.
Okay, you want a fun
Right.
story about
Oh
doxing?
god.
So
God.
I was I don't know if the match will be up by the time I put this up, but there was a match in which my PC doxed me because Showdown
Oh,
crashed, and then I tried to reconnect and it doxed me while I was recording.
Nice.
So I've got to edit that part out.
That's really funny.
So yeah, but yeah, I really like my team. Obviously, at first I was like, classic me. It's kind of mid, but then also I've realized I just kind
Screw
of
you.
Yeah, Winda, I swear to God, if I had a penny for every single time you said your team was mid, I'd be richer than Jeff Bezos.
I had a penny for every
well-
single time you said your team was mid and you fucking won the season.
I'd have
That-
what, 2 pennies?
1 penny. I will season.
What, season 1?
Yeah, but I'm not saying my team was mid in season 1.
Okay, true.
So
Air was definitely saying your team was mid.
Aaron was saying my team was mid.
But
So
we're never
funny,
gonna
and
let
then-
him. We're never letting him
I
live
love-
Lunala
I
down.
just love the story that Air said Lunala's mid, and then Lyric drafted the next season and beats him in finals.
And I win the first season with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, who's
Yeah,
mid? Sorry, I
um,
didn't catch that.
Lunala's just blessed.
But yeah, also Weavile had some really nice synergy because there's a lot of really fast special attackers that would appreciate a fake tears.
Ooh. And
So-
wait, does Weavile get Snarl?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, I still think Weavile's bad because it's frail as shit.
It's frailish.
Yeah,
It's frail
yeah.
as crap, but it has options. It can deal decent damage, and one of the reasons why whole Lucha is there is because more kind of offensive physical attackers were kind of needed with this team. Because while having a ton of great spread damage on the special side is nice, sometimes you kind of need to hit things on the physical side.
I mean,
That's-
Alright, are we still
Sometimes
talking
you
about
don't.
Windows team?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're wrapping it up though.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we can
Okay,
confidently
Windows
say this
team.
is either S or high A.
I'm gonna say S for now. There's one other team that I would consider kind of at that same caliber.
Is it yours?
It is not mine.
Wait.
No fucking shot.
It is not my team. I think my team is still very mediocre. It just has, a couple things.
You
your
are
eyes
literally
need.
the Don Doctor. I don't know what to tell you.
It is impossible to have a mediocre team and be the Don Doctor.
That is actually a lie, because that happened in my other league.
Okay, well that's because you
I'll-
purposely
I'll-
drafted
I'll
bad Pokemon.
Tentatively put an
I did
S.
not! I took I took Murkrow, Gengar, I took Discount Cheese Stick.
Discount cheese stick. Gengar
I mean,
don't
that's-
drop its special attack. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, it also doesn't get, any good spread moves aside from Icy Wind.
Oh
yeah, lost Sludge Wave.
Yeah, it doesn't have Sludge Wave.
Wait, it doesn't? That's so
No.
It lost
Um,
Sludge Wave.
So I'll put Winda high A for now. High A. Just to be safe. Just to be on the safe side. I think I'm
Alright.
probably going to say
That I like Winda's team more than the other team,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where you need to think about it.
Anyway.
by the way, remember, if Winda gets first in PRs here, that's, I think, 2 or 3 seasons in a fucking row. In a row. Someone nerf him.
It's almost like
The
Windows good at
Brits-
drafting. Who
Brits are too strong. We need to nerf him.
just fucking beat him, dude. It's
The
not
queen,
that hard.
the queen dying was not enough. It wasn't enough.
I've had time to mourn.
Actually, that's
Time
fair. That was a
Lord.
very long time
It
ago.
was a very long time ago. That was in September.
Yeah.
The queen dying led to win.
I had two-
January.
2 months to mourn and I got stronger afterwards. You fools.
Alright,
Alright.
so now are we gonna talk
Yeah,
about the...
we're on
Yeah.
to Eris and the Fairfax for Alligators.
I need to go to the bathroom, but I'll be back. I have some very choice words to say about this team.
This team
Uh,
is
The
bad.
first thing I want to point out about his team: explosion next to what's it name, Skeledurge on what's his name, Electrode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Winda, read out the Pokemon for
So
us.
we've got Meowscarada, Skeledurge, Grafaiai, Slacking, Colossal, Electrode, Riolu, Palafin, Flamigo, Espathra, and Persian.
Okay, so I just want to point out, first off, I get this team. You have the Grafaiai Slacking pair, you have the the Palafin Colossal pair, and Colossal and Terra, so it's not weak to water. Meowscarada is an amazing Pokemon. Skeletor is an amazing Pokemon. Flamingo's pretty good. Espatha's good. But holy fuck, what does this team want to do game to game?
Yeah, I have no idea.
This team has like cores of 2 Pokemon, and then you slap Meowscarada on. It's like, shit, what do I do now? Like, there's no Trick Room, there's no... The Tailwind, I think, is Flamigo, if it even gets that, which I don't even know.
I think it does.
I'll check. But it's also a Flamigo, so it's probably not going to be setting Tailwind very much. Yeah, just get Tailwind. And I think it's Wide Guard as well, because it's a fighting type.
It does.
Yeah, it gets Wide Guard. So Flamigo gets some decent things, but like... You're making your support Pokemon 90 base speed and really frail with bad defensive typing, and like... I don't know, there's just like a lot of ideas here that just...
I mean, there's also the Flamigo to go
coalesce.
with the Colossal. I think that's a reason.
Yeah, but you'd rather use Palafin. Like, you'd rather just flip turn Terra and just...
Yeah, well, you flip turn the Palafin into the Colossal and then bring in the Flamigo.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, and then you co-start the +6 speed. Okay, that makes sense.
Alright, the
Yeah.
bully has returned.
So-
Time to crack
Oh, no.
open a do for this one, because God, I needed this team. Oh boy.
But also you could, like, you Palafin, like, if you Terra into Pure Fire or Pure Rock, you can get the Weakness Policy boost as well.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I guess you can, but like...
Why? I look at this team and I say, why? Persian is the... Persian, and then the first 2 are the only, like, actually good Pokemon in this team.
I
How dare
disagree.
you.
Palafin's kind of cracked. Palafin's kind of cracked.
I disagree.
Okay, Palafin is cool, but it does so much more, in my opinion, on teams that would not be this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like,
agree.
obviously, there's the slacking plus fucking Grafii bullshit.
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying to face.
Like, I've
It's
faced it before. It is annoying. It's not unbeatable. The reason why it was annoying more so is because they use support slacking to just prankster off a bunch of different shit.
That's really funny.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's super funny.
Like, it's cool, it's funny, but this team does not want that. This team wants a ton of really good offensive Pokemon, and they ended up with some really good offensive Pokemon. Like, obviously, we've got the Palafin, we've got Skeledirge, we've got Meowscarada, kind of the Spathra, kind of Flamigo.
I think the best way to put this is a team that has a lot of good Pokemon with support, and
Without the support.
then without the support. Like, the
Like,
main support
I-
Pokemon here
Support-
are going to be Riolu, Grafii, Persian, and maybe support Meowscarada.
So you would want to say that the best support Pokemon on this team is like Grafii or Riolu. It's Persian. Persian single-handedly
carries this team and does everything that it needs to keep it going.
If
Persian
only it had
provides
to
speed control. Persian provides fake out. Persian's got like a rainbow of different shit that it can do. It's got feint, so you can prevent fake outs, but it doesn't necessarily do what... It can't do everything all at once.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. One thing I do like about this team, though, especially in a draft that has Dondozo, is Palafin has Haze. However, this is the team where you do not want a Haze Pokemon, because you're also going to be setting up like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can also
And
Terra
then-
your Skeledirge with Unaware.
Yeah, and then there's, like, Riolu. I don't hate Riolu, except I don't know what it does for this team. Like, the more I look at this team, the more I see, like, it falls apart when you're in the Trick Room matchup.
Yeah. it
Like,
doesn't-
legitimately,
doesn't have
if you
anything to
face
Trick
Trick
Room or
Room, if you face Trick Room, you lose. If you face Tailwind, you can kinda keep up, because I am pretty sure fucking, yeah, Flamigo gets it. But then you're wasting a very, very crucial move slot on Flamigo. Like, like, I cannot emphasize enough how crucial Flamigo is going to be to this team every week for damage output. That it cannot play a position that it needs that this team needs as a support Pokemon.
I genuinely think every single week this team leads Palafin Colossal, Flip turns into Colossal, Terras it, and then brings in Flamigo to get the +6 speed and the weakness policy boost.
So
like
legitimately,
that's what it does every single time, and then has me ask.
Yeah, it does that every single time, but then the times it's not, it's going to have to lead Electrode to provide some speed control for the team, or it's going to have to lead Persian, but you can't fake out and drop their speed at the same time.
What speed control are you talking about?
Persian is Ice Wind.
Electrode has Thunder Wave.
Yeah.
Persian has Icy
Persian
Wind.
is Icy Wind.
Yeah.
Like
Persian...
that's legitimately the only reason you would actually take Electrode is because it has that. It does not have both screens. It's got one.
Does it have Fury Impulse this generation?
I think it does.
It
does. Yeah.
Does. It does. I know that it does. But like if we look even here at like the setup moves, like your biggest and probably most common setup move is going to be bulk up. Because like you can very easily like bulk up then switch Flamigo in and then it's like got good defense, it's got good attack, but like this team is also like I don't want to be too hard on this team because I think it has a lot of tools going for it that if you're playing properly it can go very well for you. Like there are some matchups where I think this team is going to look very good and very hard to prepare for. But then there's the times where this team is going to have to face Intimidate. And I think this team just crumbles, because not every single Pokemon on this team can have a clear Amulet.
Yeah.
I would say the best Pokemon outside of like a physical attacker is Skeledirge. And don't get me wrong, Skeledirge on its own can win games.
Oh, absolutely. Skeledirge is crazy good.
Good, but there's no
in draft, though, when you see Skeledirge and you see, okay, this is their win con in a slower game state, I just have to put on a lot of pressure. It's not going to be, like, you... My issue with this team is that it needs support, but the supportive options it has are just extremely okay at best.
Yeah.
And kind of limited.
Like, one funny thing, though, I guess, is you can skill swap the slacking so that it gets Protean. Which is terrifying. However, then you sit there for more than 5 seconds and realize, it's not as good as I would like it to be. Do they have Imprison? They have Imprison, just not on the Pokemon with Trick Room. They have... Wait, what? Why is it saying that Electrode gets both screens?
It does not get Reflect.
Ball Hawk Dock broken. Ball Hawk Dock broken. Says get Reflect. Yeah, it doesn't get Reflect. Otherwise, I would have taken this son of a bitch. No, so we just ignore it on the Reflect section. Espathra is pretty much going to be your damage reduction for this team. It has Wide Guard, but it's on Flamigo. It has Quick Guard on Riolu and Flamigo. Like, the more and more I look at this team, the more I look and just think, wow, all of the support lies on the back of Persian and Flamigo, which Flamigo does not want to be supportive. Like, its stats do not facilitate a supportive play style. It can run one support move is all you have on this thing. Because you can always run Close Combat, Brave Bird, Protect, and then 4th support move.
Yeah, I just think Flamigo's stats in general just aren't great. Like, 90 speed is pretty bad. 115 attack is okay, but you definitely want more.
I like it. Well, I like its 115
because if Flamigo misses a KO, it dies.
Because it has Scrappy.
Yeah,
but
like,
I feel like looking at this team, like, Eris is going to see, okay, I have all of these Pokemon that boost stats. I'm going to run Co-Star. And he's not really going to think about Scrappy as much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Because I think Scrappy is actually the best Flamigo set on this team, if you're not running Colossal. Yeah, I have a lot of feelings about this team. I think it's probably a little bit better than I'm giving it credit for. But it's really, really hard to tell with this team. Like, this team could make playoffs, I would say for sure. But it's going to take a very, very, very calculated game plan every single week that I just don't know if really anyone in the league wants to spend that much prep time on a single match and then have to do that 7 times over the course of a season and then playoffs.
Yeah. I think this is also...
It's a hard team.
I think
it's a hard
this is a team that kind of... I don't really want to say emphasizes why I don't tend to go into cores anymore. Like, it was something after Season 3 of UBL, where I actually did have, like, a lot of cores, because that was where I had, Colossal, Sneasel, Virizion, and then,
Moltres.
like, and Moltres, and then I had, like...
you had Sneasel, you, bodied me in a regular season match, and in the video you said, yeah, this is just Connor not taking it seriously. No, I was taking it seriously. I just got fucking owned.
It comes out.
But yeah, like there are cores here, but especially in a new generation, it's hard to decide on what cores can synergize well.
So genuinely, I like the idea of cores still. Like I like cores. Like that's.
I think it's fine to have like a core or two. Or I think
more so than anything, I like type cores. Because like the type chart may be irrelevant, but it's still sort of relevant because you can't Terra every.
You can't Terra every Pokemon, yeah. Which, speaking of which,
having to spend 5 points on your water type being Palafin, it's not bad. It just has to switch out to get that immediate sense of offense. Which, if it can't switch out, then you don't have that immediate sense of offense, and then the team kind of falls apart and relies on Colossal, which, sorry, this isn't Gen 8. We're not in Gen 8 anymore. Clinging on to the hope that Colossal will bring is not that great. Like, it doesn't get much. It's gonna be mainly a support Pokemon. And a bad one.
I think it's...
I apologize to Eris for being so hard on this team. I just think it has a lot of potential, but a lot of faults. It falls apart when you look at it for more than 5 seconds.
I think there's definitely room to improve, but I definitely don't think it's like a terrible team.
No, I think though, based off of like, because this is hard, because most of the teams this season are really, really solid, and while they do have shortcomings, they aren't as apparent as this for a lot of the teams. For me personally, I'm gonna put this in B because I think there is a very outstanding C tier team.
Yeah, I was gonna say B.
But I think this is probably the bottom of B. If I'm being honest, probably the bottom of B. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. This team, yeah. I really want to like. I want to like this team a lot, but I just can't. I just can't afford to like it. No offense to Eris. I think you have a lot of good stuff going. I think it's just going to take a lot to navigate the good stuff. Yeah, I do expect you to like win like a week or two for sure, but you're gonna have to unearth some things that we aren't aware of, like collectively all of us here in the call.
I mean, we are 4 idiots.
Yeah, but if you can find it,
yeah,
if you can find something that we are just completely oblivious to and like utilize that, that's going to take you places. But remember, it's only gonna work for a week. If you have this crazy set, you've got a week, so you have to time it really well. But yeah, B tier, I think that puts his team perfectly.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Final the 3 fucking idiots.
Choo-choo! Yep.
All aboard!
Oh my god, I can't believe Cannor's leaking his team.
I know you only did it because I said that, but it's still not funny.
It is funny, though. It's funny because you got mad about it.
Damn it, I didn't react.
Anyway, it's Cannor and the Grafting Grambles. They're back.
Can I read my team? Can I read my team?
I'm sorry, whose video is this? Whose
Come
video?
on, it's my team!
Whose video is this? No, of course you can read your team.
Alright. We've got Kilowattrel, Garchomp, Arcanine Hisui, Misdreavus, Tatsugiri, Morgrim,
Glaceon Hippowdon, Gumshoes, Snover, and my boy, the second best catfish, Dondozo.
I'm really annoyed I let you do that now because you did not read that in any order whatsoever, and it's really annoying.
Yeah,
me.
that.
I did. I read it in speed tier.
Well, that's not where I was looking. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I was looking, so take that.
Winda, I think you should have let me read his team just because I thought it'd be funny, and I also would have read it in the actual order.
Yeah, you
and
know
you
what?
would have been like, wait, you have that Pokemon? When'd you get that Pokemon?
And it's like something I took during the draft.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have absolutely no memory of you ever getting Arcanine.
Literally in the draft. Literally in the draft. I think it was like round 4.
I
that
remember
was
it
5
because
days ago.
Cannor asked to get Arcanine in the chat, and then so I said, "Oh yeah, Cannor's getting Arcanine," and Cannor was like, "No, I want a Rock Arcanine. I want Rock Arcanine." The other one.
I said it in case I got sniped, so that I could pivot to the other one.
But I didn't see that, so I only saw the first. I only saw the first thing about Arcanine. It's like, oh, so Cannor wants Arcanine. There you go. So yeah, elephant in the room is
Glaceon. It's Glaceon, guys. So powerful.
Let's just get it out of the way. Dondozo Tatsugiri. Cannor, you're evil. You said it yourself that you didn't want evil put on this draft.
Okay.
Then...
I didn't want evil, and then I thought, if I don't be evil, someone else is going to be evil all over me and take it, and I don't want to deal with that.
None of us ever considered that.
I never would have.
None of you! But there are people in there that would do it intentionally to make me mad. There are people there.
And now you have,
Cody
and now all
wasn't
you have done
traumatized.
is made everyone hate you because you picked it.
You're the villain of UBL this season.
Hey, choo choo, all aboard.
And also the reason why I picked up Quagsire.
Yep.
Winda, we have to join forces to defeat Cannor. Oh god, I face him week 1.
Yeah, you face me week 1. Have fun, idiot. Have fun prepping for Tatsudozo, and then I might not even bring it.
Be right back, I gotta cry for 2 minutes.
But the team doesn't just have Tatsudozo, it also has Garchomp Kilowattrel as a very terrifying duo, because you've got Discharge and Earthquake spam next to each other alongside Tailwind, with the fastest non-priority Tailwind setter outside of, I guess, Lucha if you activate on Burn somehow before.
And Driftblim. But no one drafted Driftblim.
No one drafted Driftblim. I would have drafted Driftblim if I drafted Indeedee, in fairness.
Like, I would have drafted Driftblim if I wanted to draft Driftblim. You know.
Yeah.
Common drafter's dilemma. If I wanted to draft it, I would have.
So yeah, this is a team. I'll be honest, Cannor, I really don't like Morgrem.
I don't like it either, but it did patch up a lot of the weaknesses my team had. I didn't have reliable screens. I did not have Fake Out until I picked up Morgrem. Morgrem does enough for my team. I think, like, saying that it is going to come every week or that it's going to be very good is obviously an overstatement. It's a gross overstatement. But it is fine. I don't think it's going to be broken. I think for 3 it might be. It's a little bit overpriced.
Parting shot, which is a really nice option.
But like, we can't really put it lower because it does have the parting shot. It has the fake out. It has the screens. Like,
yeah.
I think Morgrem is like fine. Mischievous is fine. Snover's bad, but it's fine.
Mischievous was actually my initial tier 5 choice before I picked up Goldango. Like, I was gonna pick Mischievous because for a tier 5 Trick Room setter that's like that bulky, like, it's pretty solid and has good utility as well.
Yeah, and there's like an argument for it being better than Mismagius in general. I don't know how much I buy into it. There is an argument. Okay, I like Mischievous more than I like Mismagius. But that's for different reasons. Because I hate Mismagius.
One thing I dislike about your team is something you pointed out earlier, which is you have a large chunk of mons that want to be running Eviolite.
There's 2. What do you mean a large chunk? There's 2.
Okay, but 2's like...
I'm never running
like a
EVLite
physics-
Snover. Stop trying to pill me on EVLite Snover. It's not happening.
Look, EVLite Snover's gonna sweep games, alright?
That's gonna sweep you.
I mean, it'd be funny if you bring it.
Look,
You
See
should
how
bring
see
EVLite
that
Snover.
shut you up about EVLite Snover?
Yeah. No, I get the point though. Like a lot of these Pokemon are gonna want Eviolite. Well, like a lot of the 3 NFEs. However, I would say like Morgrem probably isn't gonna run it. Snover is never running it because it's just a waste on a Pokemon that like doesn't really do anything when it's on the field because it does not have Aurora Veil, unfortunately. Mischievous is probably going to be the most common Eviolite Pokemon just because it wants a little bit of extra bulk just so it can, you know, consistently lift hits.
And then maybe Morgrem. If something else is already... If something else already hasn't got the sash.
Yeah, it's like Morgrem if I'm not bringing Mischievous. I would say very, very correctly, this team has an issue with item distribution. A lot of Pokemon want the same item, and I'm not going to be able to give it to necessarily all of them, obviously.
Yeah.
One thing I do like is I like my stat distribution, like my averages for stats. It's both physical and it's both special. It's got all right speed tiers. I think some of them are a little bit low. But like in terms of like my Trick Room team, I don't think it's bad. I think it provides stuff to be desired, obviously, but like
It's okay.
It's good for a Trick Room team this generation.
Yeah. But my issue is how you actually plan to set it up is my main concern. Which is
it's always Mischievous.
It's Mischievous, and your support to set it up is Morgrem, and then you've set up Trick Room with Mischievous and Morgrem on the field.
Yeah, so I will say this: the reason I drafted like kind of a slow mode is like there are teams that when they set up Trick Room, if you are not prepared for Trick Room, potentially you do just lose. Also, Dondozo is not really there as a Trick Room Pokemon, so it's really just Hippowdon, Gumshoes, which are both independently powerful as well. More so Hippowdon than Gumshoes, but Gumshoes can still do decent damage. It'll just die before it can do it.
Yeah.
A lot of like the big issue, like you guys are echoing a lot of my issues that I have with my own team. Even like I don't think like obviously people see Dondozo, Tatsugiri and immediately are like, oh my god, this team's so good. It's got a lot of good pieces. It's got a lot of good pieces that work together. However, there are a lot of parts where it kind of begins to like loosen up. Like it looks really sketchy if it's gonna do anything.
Strangely enough, I kind of harken back to the last team we looked at, where I think it's got some really good cores, but then may not have the right support to get it there.
Yeah. I mean, like the issue I have with like there are
to do that to you.
So like legitimately, when I look at my team, like there's a lot of issues. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, my team's perfectly fine. I'm not a liar. Like there are some cores, like you've got the Glaceon Snover, you've got Garchomp with, well, to be fair, Garchomp and Kilowattrel will go with like literally anything.
Yeah, but like the two together like thrive.
But like Garchomp, Hippowdon, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, though both of them are independently powerful Pokemon. I think it's like you've got a lot of cores that are built of independently powerful Pokemon, but it's at the end of the day, it's 6 Pokemon on a team, so it's gonna be kind of a little bit difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
But I did navigate through my other draft, and it is so much worse than this. So hey, well, not so much. It's probably about the same.
It's a lot of Pokemon that I feel like
when I will say there's one choice I do have to explain after you let out your thoughts here, Winda. So just
go for
ahead
it,
and then I'll explain. No, you go ahead first. It's not super important, but I do have to.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
Oh well, that's my bad.
I remember. Sorry.
Yeah.
So this team reminds me of a match that I've harkened back to and go back and watch a lot, which is the Players' Cup 2 finals where the team had Venusaur Torkoal with Gigas Weezing. And the issue that they had in that match and why that team ended up losing was the fact that it had duos that, once they got split, were kind of out of position, and I can kind of see that happening here.
Yeah. Okay. So the one thing I do have to kind of rationalize, it's Arcanine and Hisui. With normal Arcanine on the board, it's kind of like one of those things that's like a head scratcher. But
Yeah.
when you look at a lot of these teams, like there are teams where I don't need to run Intimidate. So instead I have this ultra powerful offensive Pokemon now. This thing, when it Terras, is a threat. It has to be paid attention to. It gets Rock Head. I'm pretty sure it gets Head Smash.
If I recall correctly, it also has Wild Charge, so Terra Electric Wild Charge is gonna hurt.
So it's got Flare Blitz, it's got Head Smash. It does have Wild Charge. It has its signature move, which is, the just fire type Outrage.
Yeah.
Raging Fury, which is still really good. It has Stab, Rock Slide, which is always nice, getting some extra damage with Rock Slide. It's got good support as well. But a lot like I was saying with Eris's team. The support, I would say, on this team is a little bit more spread out, but like there are certain Pokemon that you don't really want to run super supportive that some weeks might have to run super supportive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everything that people have said about my team is 100% correct. I agree with all of it. I legitimately think, I will say it's better than the post-draft version of my team, for sure. That team had a lot of supportive pieces that worked well with it, but it had, one game plan that if you stopped, it kind of lost. That being Hydreigon, Kilowattrel, and Garchomp, which if you stopped that, it's like, well, I guess I lose. To me, this is my opinion. Like, if you guys disagree, let me know. This is like a B tier team.
I was gonna say B, yeah.
I personally like it a lot more than Eris's because it has identifiable game plans that are actually going to be feasible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say personally it's above Eris, if that is all right.
Yeah.
I think I'm far from the worst team, but I'm definitely not the best either.
So take that, Rat. Everyone else agreed with me that my team is not top 2. Get owned.
I can't believe I just got owned in a Win the Gaming video.
You got
by
owned
Window.
and exposed in a Win the Gaming video.
It's fine, right? You'll get your revenge soon.
Let's go!
Because...
Wait, no, I won't. He fights me week 1.
No, I mean, as in...
Liberty
So the video that goes up tomorrow on my channel is the Excadrill incident.
Oh my god, the Excadrill incident!
So
I don't even know what you're talking about.
you remember what happened in quarterfinals of UBL Season 6 where I brought Telepathy Tapu Koko with Mold Breaker Excadrill and tried to Earthquake? It turns out Mold Breaker...
Would you believe me if I said no?
It turns out that telepathy ignores Mold Breaker ignores telepathy, and I O-code my own Tapu Koko and lost.
Oh.
I'll be honest.
Oh wait,
For
season
half a
6.
second.
Wait, was Season 6 the one that you lost round 1, even though I thought you were going to go all the way?
Yes, because I EQ'd myself.
Oh, I remember. No.
Not gonna lie, Window, for like half a second right there, I thought it was intentional, and I'm like, oh god, what horrific tech is Window gonna throw on me?
Oh.
Anyway, it's time to move on to the McMalomars, which I believe is Pinky?
Cream. It's Cream.
Oh, it's Cream, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Pinky's not playing yet.
Yeah. I'm a keep it a step. Read off the team, and then I have some very controversial.
So we've got Cream in the McMalomars. They've got Dragapult, Rotom-Heat, Bisharp, Toxicroak, Bombardier, Frostlass, Meowth Galar. I was about to say that very wrong. I'm gonna just stop myself. Toxtricity, Rillaboom, Lycanroc, and what I think I was about to say, which was Gyarados.
Yo, Gyarados! I'm a big Gyarados.
I love Gyarados.
Gyarados.
Alright. I'm not crazy. Okay, I think I am crazy, but this
You're
team
crazy.
does not look that great. Like, this team looks alright. Like, nerfed Rillaboom, nerfed Gyarados,
I think the team...
bad Tailwind Pokemon.
So here's one thing I wanted to quickly point out. I actually really like Gyarados on this team because you could just Terra Ground, Dragon Dance Earthquakes alongside your Rotom, and you have a pseudo Disquake core.
Not if you want to run Rillaboom.
Not if you want to run Rillaboom, right? Earthquake, grassy terrain lowers the power of Earthquake.
Yeah.
To be fair, then you just run Terra Blast, but
True.
as much as I like this team, like I like a lot of what this team does. They have literally no trick room. You just trick room and you win.
Unfortunately, you're talking to the two people here that don't care if Trick Room is a thing.
Oh no! I'm saying like rat. Like you look at this rat, you trick room, you win. Like
I look at this.
That is my only option every week.
No, not every week. There are some weeks where I think you will be able to pull off the.
Okay, yeah, actually, wait, no, I kind of. There's a difference between not having a Trick Room mode and having the only Pokemon below base 70 speed being Galarian Meowth.
Yeah, like I guess you have 3, 4. You have 9 taunt Pokemon.
Say this real quickly. And Cream, you could take this as an insult or a compliment, but this looks and feels like a rat team.
I don't want to be mean to you, Rat, because you are a very, very smart fellow. But yeah, this looks like a
2 minutes ago, you just said you weren't a liar.
I'm not a liar. I think you're a really smart fellow. I think you're really, really smart when it comes to Pokemon. There, is that a lie now? There.
No,
There.
my first compliment of the year. Let's go.
I can't. Jesus Christ! It is the 5th of January.
It is.
Okay. Also, I will say this team, no special attack, like no actual special attack. You got Rotom and
Dragapult.
Like you've got 3 Pokemon. 3. And then you've got like a bunch of super physical Pokemon. Bisharp carries this team against Intimidate.
Yeah, I was gonna say you really want to be bringing Intimidate when Bisharp is right there. Like,
yeah,
Bisharp got
100%. I'll bring Intimidate. Well, to be fair, my Intimidate Pokemon counters Bisharp, but like that's a whole different story. But yeah, no. When I look at this team, I'm still bringing Intimidate. I don't care. Only one Pokemon can have, like, obviously Dragapult is immune. Bisharp benefits, but then only one of your billion other physical attackers can have Clear Amulet.
One thing I wanted to quickly point
and like
out is I
this
love
team
that
also, yeah, this team also has a really big problem with Will-O-Wisp. This does, to be fair, look kind of like what they were talking about with their team, a collection of just good mons. But that's kind of all it is just a collection of good mons and Meowth Galar.
Meowth Galar's moral support.
Oh, like Vitrina said in the VC chat, 3 fake outers.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
3 fake out Pokemon. However, when I look at this team, like, you're not leading 2 of them. This is what, are you going to lead like, the only 2 that you want to lead together, maybe Toxicroak Rillaboom. You're never leading Meowth Galar Rillaboom. Meowth Galar Toxicroak.
Honestly, I don't think Meowth Galar is ever even coming to a game. It's just there to be funny, and I respect that.
As much as I want to respect it, I just can't, because it's like, you could have got something that provides at least a little bit of versatility. Toadstool was still on the board at the point when he took Meowth Galar. Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no. He dropped Bergmite. What was it? Dropped Meowth Galar.
But yeah, I think that sort of collection of good mons, it kind of works here.
Yeah,
like,
he dropped... yeah, it... It works. I think it's probably better than my team, to be fair. But like the biggest thing, like it's a collection of fast mons with a very bad tailwind Pokemon.
I do wish the tailwind set was better. It feels like the team speed control is not going to be coming from Bombardier, it's going to be coming from Frostlass.
Yeah, it comes from Frostlass, and like that form of speed control is going to be naturally countered by Pokemon kind of having a necessity to run Clear Amulet or wanting to run Clear Amulet. So it's just going to deal like a little bit of damage. Or in the case of like against my Garchomp, it's going to do like 90%. But
But again, the pieces are good. Dragapult is a super versatile Pokemon. Yeah. Rotom Heat, it's always good to have a Rotom in draft because you can set up or you just do whatever with it. Rotoms are great. Rillaboom, even after nerf, is still pretty solid with Fake Out and U-Turn and Knockoff and still deals with respectable damage in grassy terrain.
Actually, hold on.
Pretty sure it gets Knockoff.
I think it lost it, but I'm going to double check
that.
No,
it gets Knockoff, but like, you don't have the thing that made Rillaboom really good, which is that insane priority control that does like 1.5 billion damage. Your damage output is Woodhammer.
Or Drum Beating.
I say Drum Beating is okay.
So you also lost your big check to fire types. Like now you're going to have to run Stomping Tantrum, which is like fine. But you kind of just always hope and pray that your move fails. So then you can take full advantage of it. Like, what do? Double click Fake Out so that you can always get 150 base Stomping Tantrum, but then you just die because you double clicked Fake Out. Like, I don't know. I'm a really, really big Rillaboom hater this generation. I think it is just painfully
I think it's perfectly fine.
That my opinion about Rillaboom, and there is legitimately a reason that I put it in tier 2 and not tier 1. It's just not as good as it used to be. It's not as threatening.
It's not as good as it used to be, but I think it's still.
I think it's still a threat. It's still a threat. Don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't pose that immediate threateningness. Like the immediate ability to be threatening that it did before.
I think that's fine.
The one reason I like Rillaboom for this team is exactly Toxtricity. Other than that, it's like.
Yeah.
It's here. Other than that, it's here for what? The Fire, Water, Grass core. Because it doesn't need to be here for Fake Out. You've already got a decent Pokemon with Fake Out in Toxicroak. Well, decent Pokemon for Faking Out, not like, with Fake Out.
Yeah.
Not like it's.
I think, like, I honestly wish there was a bit more. I feel like Rillaboom now is something you want to try and build around a little bit more. And with Toxtricity and, like, even potentially, like, Bishop and Toxicroak and having, like, a couple extra, like, ground weak mons is, like, fine. But I feel like an Unburdened Mon would have really helped here.
Like, an Unburdened Mon... Like, I really would have liked, too, to see something that actually has support on this team besides Frostlass.
Yeah,
like,
I think an extra support Pokemon.
Just like, what's your support Pokemon? Other support Pokemon? Bombardier?
There's, like, support Dragapult.
Yeah. Like, one thing I will say is I really, really hate Bombardier on this team. Like, I guess it's, like, it's an immunity to Psychic on a team that doesn't really care about Psychic types. It's immunity to Ground, I guess, when you can just kind of change any of your Pokemon to not have to worry about Ground. Which is usually going to be the case with Toxtricity. You're not just going to leave it on the field being 4 times weak to ground.
Yeah. I wish there was, like... There's, like... I like the combination of Toxtricity next to Dragapult as well, and next to Frostlass. You can just Terra Normal Boomburst next to both of those quite easily.
Oh, there's also one item that we haven't mentioned at all throughout this, and, like, kind of a big reason why I'm, like, very anti-double fake-out leads. Covert Cloak.
Covert Cloak, yeah.
You just kind of take it, and then, like, especially on this team, you just
kind of can kill one of the Pokemon. Like, especially if it's, like, Toxicroak. Like, if you're in a position where you kind of have to go Toxicroak, Meowth, Galar, you just kind of take the Fake Out, and then you just get a guaranteed kill on one of the Pokemon. I am not a big fan of this team. I can understand why people would be, but this is just not a team for me. It just lacks so much of what I find crucial. I'm less like mandatory on like Trick Room, but like you still have to have some check Trick Room that isn't just taunt.
Yeah, because there is this item called Mental.
Mentaler, yeah, but like obviously you can just double taunt if you think they're
Mentaler, but then you waste a slot, and then you kind of just die.
And also double taunt doesn't work against Fake Out Trick Room unless you've got Covert Cloak, and then like you've got to get, but then you've got to get the right Pokemon with the Covert Cloak. So
yeah. Like you have to hope that they fake out the right one. Like I feel like this team is gonna love Terra Ghost to ignore fake out so they can get set up. But like, do you really want to Terra a lot of your Pokemon that want to be support here, like Bombardier? I don't. I guess it's an option for like game 1, but
yeah, I think it's a solid enough team.
Yeah. Also, if you go Terra Ghost on Bombardier, you can be taunted with Prankster.
Yeah. Also, Terra Ghosting is nice because of Toxicity, so yay. You just don't get the extra power from the Boom Burst, but instead you can Boom Burst next to anything.
Yeah, I just don't think it's very good, like Terra Ghost Bombardier. I think there are some Pokemon that are like good and want to Terra Ghost, but I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys rate this one because this is one that I just do not like.
Okay.
Like you guys make a decision.
Talk to me.
I think this.
I'll admit I think I like this more than Cannor's.
Yeah, like despite all its flaws, I'm vibing with it.
Yeah, I think it's just, I think you and I have a very similar opinion on just good solid Pokemon can win games because you can't, like, you can get, these Pokemon could get more out of them potentially if they had like better support, but the support they have is at least good enough where they can get enough out of them.
Right.
I will agree that it's probably better than mine too.
So I kind of, at least for now, want to put this top of B. If we run out of Bs, then we may put it to A.
We are currently out of Bs, but to be fair, the rest of the teams that we have are A and C.
Oh, if we're doing 2-2-2-2, then yeah, we're out of Bs.
Well, no, we have 3 teams in B right now. We have
no,
me, Eris, and Cream.
Well, that's if we yeah.
I thought we were doing 1-3-3-1.
Yeah, so if we put this in B, then that's our third B.
Yep, and I think
and then if we can come back and change it.
I think all things considered, though, these are our B tier teams.
Yeah, so
legitimately, like I might personally like my team more than Rats just because of the versatility I have, but Rats is objectively a better team. Like I understand like a lot of these teams are objectively better than mine, but mine's like I'm just built different.
I can't believe I actually drafted Trick Room. Like I feel like something possessed me while I was drafting.
All right, so now we have the objectively best team in the league. That
yeah.
I don't know if this is my best, if this is my second best. What the fuck is it? Like, not B. Like, this is, like, the easiest A or S of all time.
This thing is high A minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is...
It's like Windows team. It's high A minimum.
This is Vitrina and the Miracle Mercenaries. They've got Murkrow, Hisuian Typhlosion, Cleavor, Berserker, Jolteon, Dashbun, Luminion, Lyric would be so proud, Torkoal, Hisuian Lilligant, Oranguru, and Sliggoo.
Yeah, the little goopy guy.
Okay, so, immediately, holy fuck, his son just fucking kills everyone.
Yeah. Hisuian Lilligant.
And he has a good Trick Room team, too.
Yeah. One thing I also really like about his team is Eruption Torkoal alongside what's it called? Well-Baked Body Dashbun, so it could get insane damage on their opponents.
You mean Lava Plume? Not
yeah. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, there you
go. You got the naturally fast Jolteon, which can provide support, and then the extremely fast Lilligant in Sun, which also deals a lot of damage.
So,
and if that wasn't fast enough, they have Terrorwind Murkrow.
So, my only criticism I have with this team is like, it's built around Sun. So it kind of has the issues that Sun teams have, which is getting rid of the goddamn weather.
Yeah.
Or a Cloud9. I think this team is still independently extremely powerful. Don't get me wrong. I think like getting rid of the Sun is just a little bit concerning. Like, it's something you have to be concerned about if you're facing this. Like, if you are Vitrena. At least in my opinion. If I'm wrong, you guys can call me a fucking idiot. But like, that's just what I feel.
I think the team is extremely solid. Like, the pieces work well. Like, even the small synergies, like you guys were mentioning with the Torkoal and the Dash Bun, like, is enough. Sliggoo can just be a win condition, because Sliggoo does Sliggoo things and just sets up and wins. And then you've also got the Aranguru to get it into that Trick Room, which also you've got Torkoal with Trick Room and Instruct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really, really like this team. I just think, like, having as big of a reliance on Sun that it has for kind of, like, the slower end, and, like, even a lot of the pieces in the higher end is kind of one of the reasons I don't like the team. I very much do like the team. Don't get me wrong. It is fucking insane.
I think, like, if you want to...
Those two words are the only way that you can describe this team. Fucking insane.
I think the way to... If you want to say, like, my team and Vitrena's team here are, like, the top two, this is this is the more, like, aggressive, like, can get out of hand way too quickly, and if we're left unchecked, will just destroy you.
Yeah, and I think that's also kind of another issue I have with the team, right? It's like, it's your team, which is my favorite team. I will spoil that here. I think your team is, like, the best. But, like, I just really, really love your team. Because I like...
In this format, if we had Dynamax, this team would be the best, hands down, no questions asked. This team would be broken, this team would be the best team in the league.
Thank God Dynamax is gone.
But we don't have Dynamax, so gameplay favors as well a more slower, methodical approach. Based off of, like, the games that I've played on ladder, draft matches I've played, draft matches I've watched. Like, you don't want to just immediately try to take out your opponent, because if that fails, you lose. You lose the game if your opponent catches you on that. So to me, this team is a little bit too aggressive. Not to say it's not good. Not good. This team is insane. Need to say it. Every time I have a criticism for this team, I need to say, this team is nuts.
It's incredibly good. It's got great Trick Room options, it's got great fast options.
For me personally, it is just too aggressive.
One one I like on this team that I don't think you guys are giving enough credit is Dash Bun. So I used to be an avid Dash Bun hater, but when I opened my eyes to it during SPS.
So I mean, I hate Dash Bun. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. But on this team, it's really good. Like, this is a team that Dash Bun's really good on.
It's got Snarl.
It is legitimately one of the worst fairy types as a fairy type. Yeah. But, like, shit, you can just Terra Fire this thing.
Right, what did I tell you? What did I tell you when I convinced you to draft Dash Bun, and you went from a Dash Bun hater into a Dash Bun believer?
I wish I remembered.
Just think about this as Boneless Arcanine, and you're good to go.
Yes! Boneless Arcanine! That's what it was!
I will say, though, this mod is insane. More so, actually not because of Well-Baked Body. You would think it would be because of Well-Baked Body. It's because of Aroma Veil. Just, my support. I don't want my support Pokemon to be affected. I don't want to be Encored. I don't want to be disabled, attracted. Like, I don't want to be, like, say I Trick Room and then they Encore me. I don't want that to happen. Just run Aurora Veil. Just run Aroma Veil.
Yeah.
Just, like, you don't even need to waste an item slot on Oranguru. Like, you can just lead those two.
Yeah.
You can't fake out the Oranguru. You can't taunt it. Like, what are you gonna do? You have to kill it. Which, to be fair, I think that's already your game plan with Oranguru, so I don't think it, like, adds a ton that Oranguru, but
Yeah, but like,
Dash Bun on this team is insane. It is the glue that pulls this team together.
because you can get the well-baked body and then get your +2 defense for a body press, but then you can also use it with supporting options like Helping Hand, Snarl, Baby Doll Eyes, Yawn, all great options to support a team that is as aggressive as this.
Yeah, so one thing I do not like. There is, I think, only one Pokemon on this team I legitimately do not like and do not think should be on this team, and that is Lumineon. Obviously, Lumineon can do things. It's 91 speed Tailwind. But you have Murkrow. You can argue, oh, but it has Icy Wind. Guess what else has Icy Wind and better Icy Wind? Let me just make sure that I'm not speaking like a fucking idiot. Nope, Murkrow has Icy Wind. Murkrow has Quash. It's basically just here for Storm Drain, and it's like a really bad Storm Drain Pokemon. That doesn't really do anything. Like, it's got what? Yeah, 69 for its offenses. It's got 76, 86, and 69 for defense. Don't fucking say it. HP.
Nice.
Fucking Christ, you guys are 5.
Yeah.
But I don't think Lumineon brings legitimately anything to the team. I might be wrong. I might be misbelieving in Lumineon. I just don't see it. Like, please someone tell me if I'm wrong with this Lumineon.
There is a really good
Like, I know it's got like a lot of support moves. But
yeah, but the reason why is because Lyric paid off for Trainer.
Okay, you know what? That's actually probably very true. That's
I've been trying to type in the chat how much Lyric paid you.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the only reason I think like you would take this thing. Like Chilling
At
Water
least
is
one.
bad. Like a lot of people are like, oh, Chilling Water, it's like on every mon. It's like guaranteed -1 attack. Yeah, but it fucking sucks.
Great.
Yeah.
It's got Charm, which is pretty fire.
But so does Dash Bun.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but so does Dash Bun. It's got Soak, which is maybe the reason you take it, but that's a set that works 1 week and gets hard punished very, very, very easily. Also, it's a water type on a team where Sun and Fire is your best friend. I don't think Lumineon brings anything to this team. I think, though, other than Lumineon, you have 10 incredibly crafted Pokemon that were well picked. Kleavor, I'm not super sold on Kleavor yet. Not super sold. It's good. It's a good mon. I think it's going to do things. I'm just not completely sold on it.
I think you kind of need, like, a good mid-range Pokemon. Like, you've kind of got your hyper offenses on both sides. Like, having something kind of in the middle is really nice, and works well with Tailwind as well, so...
Yeah. I think it also has Tailwind. Yeah, it does, because it's a Scyther evolution, so it has Tailwind. The team's got 3 Tailwinds. It's got 1 Trick Room, which I think is kind of like the issue with it, but obviously, you know...
It's a Oranguru, so it's really solid.
It's a Oranguru. It's hyper consistent,
and like, you don't even really need to care about Trick Room that much. Like,
if your opponent sets Trick Room, you have Torkoal on the team anyways, and they get hyper punished. I really like the team.
Yeah.
To me, personally, if I had to rate this, I'd put it at the top of A, because I think Winda has the best team. I think Winda's team approaches kind of the issues that I have with this team, and in a way that this team kind of wishes it had, but this team is so good.
Absolutely correct.
This team is really good. I think, like, my biggest issue personally with the team is, like,
you don't really have Intimidate. I think Intimidate would really, really pull this team together.
Because, like, you can't always run Dash Bun for, like, your damage reduction. Like, I guess you have Murkrow as well, but, like... The issue with a lot of these move-based ones is, like, you don't get that free information that it's a clear amulet. You kind of just have to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to spend the whole turn.
Yeah, you have to waste one of your turns, you have to waste one of your valuable team slots, and it's like, if they don't really care about the boost, it's like... Yeah, well, Typhlosion has Frisk, Vatrina's saying. So, like, I get you. Like, you can lead Typhlosion with Frisk, but that kind of fucking sucks. Because, like, Typhlosion will do a lot of damage. but also at the same time, it's got Charizard stats, so you know it's not gonna like do. No, it's got better stats. That's right. It lost some speed and stuff for like special attack, but it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that Sun boost that is going to make it extremely threatening. Obviously, there's no Pokemon in the game that can fake out this thing, which is very nice. But I don't know.
There's no scrappy fake out mods in this gen, right?
I don't think
There's
so.
none. There's none. The only one that even has it, I believe, is Kangaskhan, and it's not in this game.
Yeah, so. But yeah,
I'll just make sure so that Rat doesn't clown on me forever. Yep, nope, because the only scrappy mon in this generation is Flamigo, and it doesn't have fake out.
So yeah, good team. Well done for Trevor.
Good team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Based.
for sure. Now we go to the teams where it's like, wait, what team are we on now? I think now is like one of our.
We're on the Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
No, we're on this team. I thought we were on Gig's team. I really want to talk about Gig's team. It's so cool. But we've got this. Linda, read off the Pokemon, please.
So this is one of the people that you're a bit more familiar with. This is
never done a draft, and it's very obvious by this team.
This is I forget their name.
Coney.
This is Cody. So, yeah,
it's easy. It's easier to call him Coney because he goes by Connor. Sometimes it's easier just to say Coney.
Oh, there's two of you.
Yeah, there's two. How do you think that feels? Because he's in like the regular friend group that I hang out with. It's very confusing.
So we've got Coney and the Paw Patrol. They've got Tyranitar, Houndstone, Oricorio, Altaria, Rotom-Frost, Sunkern, Gastrodon, Volcarona, Corviknight, Vampy, and I mean he's the goat in my heart. He picked Espeon. So it's actually just the best team in the league. I'm sorry.
So let's not raise his expectations by saying that. Let's not make him think he's going to carry out the entire season. This team is not good.
It's got Espeon. That's all you need.
It's true.
If Espeon was all I needed, I'm going to go 7-0-2-0 in my other league. Can you say that's going to happen, Rat?
Yes.
Yeah, you're goated.
Shut the fuck up. That's different. I am goated, but that's different. I'm like the side note. I'm like the goat at bringing like mediocre teams to playoffs. That's kind of my forte. Oh my god, I suck at drafting, but this, folks, is why you become good at playing the game. Then when you suck at fucking drafting, you don't get punished.
You see, I'm bad at both.
Shut up!
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at both as well.
This guy stinks!
So yeah, let's get the big boys out of the room, and like most teams have at least a core, and the one that we have here is Tyranitar Houndstone.
But here's the funny part, like your optimal Tailwind Pokemon is not Oricorio. It's like, if we're excluding Volcarona, because like, 4 move slot syndrome for Volk there. Altaria, you can run fucking Natural Cure Altaria. Are you going to run Natural Cure Altaria? Like, you have to switch out immediately after you Tailwind. And you cannot lead Tyranitar. Because, like, you lose a turn of sand. Like...
I mean, they also have Corviknight.
Corviknight.
Yeah,
you want to say to my face that Corviknight is going to be extremely consistent at providing Tailwind support for this team?
It could be better, but it's honestly not.
One of the best teams in the league is Vatrena. He has Typhlosion. Hisuian Typhlosion. You know what tears through Corviknight? Any fire type.
Yeah, true.
Well, any good fire type. One thing I like about this team, Rat knows it, I'm the biggest Oricorio believer. I'm the biggest Altaria believer, but you don't need both on a team. Come on, you don't need both. You do not need both.
Nah, it's just insurance, you know?
What's your insurance so you can beat Torkoal? Oh wait, you have Tyranitar. Like, just switch Tyranitar in. Then you don't have to, like... Because Altaria got a very, very good tool this generation.
Yeah,
For some reason. It got Will-O-Wisp. For some reason. I don't know why they gave it Will-O-Wisp.
But I'm glad they did.
They gave Altaria a niche. Beyond just... so I have Tailwind and I'm cheap. Because Altaria is not going to do damage.
I think the issue with this team is finding a clear place where you're going to want to put the damage. Where you're going to want to deal the damage dealer. You've got Espeon, Volcarona, and Tyranitar. But from there, it becomes a little shaky. You've got Houndstone. But Houndstone's kind of bad. Like, I'm not the only one coping on Houndstone being bad, right? Like, it's...
In VGC, I'm not a big Houndstone guy.
Sure, you can run it with Sand, but like, what the fuck are you
I
doing?
think Houndstone is one of the mons where it's better in ladder than actual draft. Because if you know Houndstone is coming, then you can prep for it.
Well, also, if we look at a lot of these teams, too, like, the common Pokemon that are going to be brought, just kind of deal with Houndstone.
Yeah.
Like, Houndstone is also, like, immediately looking at this, like, if you're running the Sand mode, it's not Tyranitar that you want to Terra, it's Houndstone. You want to make Houndstone, like, Terra in, I don't know, Rock, so that it can get a special defense boost, so that it, you know, can consistently live hits, but, like, what are you going to do? Last Respects? Like, cool, that works, I guess, for about a turn until they're just like, oh, you're carrying Last Respects, I'm just going to kill the Houndstone.
Yeah.
Like, it has Fluffy. It's got a shit speed, though. Like, it's got one of the worst speed tiers, which is above 60, but less than 70. Well, really less than 75. 68, though. Like, you would wish, actually, with this team that it was 66. Just so outside of Sand, Corviknight at max speed will outspeed your Houndstone. But it doesn't.
It also could have been 1 point more.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, oh yeah, you got a good point, and then I looked at it and I'm like,
Yeah, it could be 1 point more, because then it would be nice.
oh my god, stop!
We always have a running joke with one of these drafts. And now it's 69.
Can we get a 69 in the comments?
Can we not get a 69 in the comments? Because that's Rat's age.
No, Rat's like 12.
Yeah, but he acts like he's 69.
Yo, thanks Matrena for dropping a 69 in the chat.
69, happy birthday! Yeah, Rat, happy birthday, you're 69 today! Woohoo! No, this is my least favorite team in the league, though, I will say.
Yeah,
like, I've had some gripes with other teams, but like this is like my gripe with every team rolled up into one team. It's like better, I guess, than the last version of the team. But a polished turd is still a turd. No offense.
So so let me say my issues with it. Like, I think it has some good points, but I think if you're gonna go with a Houndstone team, it has to be more aggressive than this. Like, it needs to be able to go, okay, I can put on enough offensive pressure where Houndstone could clean up in the late game, and like, there's plenty of mons still on the board that can absolutely do that.
And here's the thing, your offensive pressure is Oricorio. Oricorio is like Oricorio Volcarona. Best combo lead for this team, but it's too slow. It's just too slow. You want that core Pokemon that's your Quiver Dance Pokemon, if you're running Oricorio for that reason, to be at least like 120 speed. I don't even think there is a Pokemon with Quiver Dance at 120, but you want it to be at least 120. Ideally, you want it to be 126 to outspeed all of the non-priority Tailwind. Just so that you can get your boost, and then you can kill the priority Pokemon. Well, you can kill the Tailwind Pokemon. One thing Oricorio has that no other Pokemon has in this generation is it has a better version of Terra Blast. Revelation Dance.
True.
But that's where the compliments for Oricorio end, unfortunately. Like, cool, you can get an attack boost if your opponent Swords Dances, but it's Oricorio. It's not going to take advantage of that. Like, oh, cool, you can Quiver Dance next to it, but it's an Oricorio. It's not going to be able... Like, it can kill, but it's not going to be reliable enough. You did say it excellently, though. Like, this team's biggest issue is it is a Houndstone team, which has to be aggressive, but it's got, like, what, 3 aggressive Pokemon? maybe 4.
Yeah, like
you've got T-Tar, Houndstone, Volcarona, Espeon.
yeah, I feel like Gastrodon actually needs to be something else.
Yeah, like I don't know why they took Gastrodon as
I would guess because they have a net water weakness. But, like, keep in mind, this is Fire Oricorio. This is not ever going to be Fire Oricorio with this team. Like, other than that, you've got Volcarona, you've got Fanpy. Ignore all the weaknesses that Fanpy provides. It's fucking Fanpy.
Yeah, I as bad as a lot of the tier 5s are, there are better tier 5s.
There are better.
This is a 9-1 team.
No joke. He took 2 of the worst tier 5s. When Sunflora and Toadscool and Misdreavus and like something even a little bit more niche like Glimmet, all of those Pokemon were on the board. But he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take Sun.
Dude, I can't believe no one took Toadscool besides me in transactions.
I mean, you know, I think it was you that I was talking to about considering it.
Yeah, like.
I just did not consider it.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't take it because I didn't want it. But
there's a much better grass type on the board in tier 5, I believe, still in Thwacky. That gives the team a fake out option and potential terrain support, which is kind of cool. Maybe maybe you give your you bring out your Thwacky, and then you can give your Houndstone a grassy seed, and then you can Terra it into rock and have it have essentially a +1 defense on both sides.
You can also just go with that and then run Fluffy, and then you have an incredibly powerful body press.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's like
there is also more niche stuff on the board that is still incredibly powerful. Delibird is better than both of these. It provides fake out support for the team. It doesn't really do much outside of that, but it's not terrible for a 5. You've got Fletchling, better than like most of the Pokemon that you want to set Tailwind on this team. Frogadier got nerfed, but it's still Frogadier. Other than that, you've got Mastiff, really cheap, quality Intimidate.
but yeah,
as a bit of a meme, you've got Quaxwell. Don't take Quaxwell, folks. Please don't take Quaxwell. I will cry. I will cry.
Now I want to take Quaxwell.
Like, you could also take Shelder, Hisuian Sliggoo, like, Shellos. Like, just run if you really want that Gastrodon niche filled, just run Shellos. Like,
yeah.
It's just better for this team anyways.
So, I think...
You've got Stone Diorner.
I think this is going to be a C tier team.
Oh yeah, I had my mind set before we even started talking about it.
Yeah, because I do want to kind of wrap this up because we have been going for like 2 hours.
Oh
2 hours?
Yeah, we have, baby, 2 hours.
So
we've got one more team left, and we have one spot by default, but I think it fits that spot perfectly.
Yeah, and this is
So
Gig?
to me,
this is Gig. To me, this is the 3rd best team.
Yeah, so Team Goige?
Team Goige.
With Gig.
I don't... Winda, every time I see this team, I'm like, is that a progression reference? Is that a progression reference?
And according to Cannor, they have not played VGC, but they got Indeedee Armrouge.
Yeah, they haven't played VGC this season.
Yeah.
Apparently, it sounded like they've played it in the past. I'm not sure. But this is their first draft league ever, though, by the way.
And they got Indeedee Armrouge alongside Tinkerton, Hisuian Samurott, Frostmoth, Clodsire, which they stole from me, Dedenne, Hariyama, Salamence, Gengar, and Cloyster.
And Dedenne is actually kind of fire. Like, they pilled me on Dedenne.
For a support Pokemon, not for an offense Pokemon.
I mean, yeah, of course. Like, all the Pikachu
support,
clones.
like fucking 101 speed? Jesus fucking Christ.
So...
Speed nuzzle?
I mean, the team's crazy. It's got Indeedee Armrouge with Hariyama as a great TR sweeper. It's got fast support in Gengar. It's got Tailwind in Salamence. It's got multiple fake out Pokemon. But the multiple Wait, no. Yeah, multiple fake out
It
Pokemon.
has multiple fake out. It's got 3 fake out Pokemon. One
Yeah.
of them is not a fake out Pokemon, but like we don't talk
Yeah.
about that.
I love you, Indeedee.
But honestly, the fact that like there's 2 really good fake outers is kind of an issue when you want to be bringing Indeedee.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like that's my issue with it.
But like even at like the more I look at this team too, like a big trend with a lot of these teams we're seeing this season.
Focus, you see 2 Pokemon, and you're like, okay, that's the plan that they're gonna go for. And then if they bring something else, you're kind of fucked.
That is apparent in no other team than this. Like this team is probably the most apparent of that. Like, oh, Indeedee Armarouge, it's coming every week. Oh, they brought Salamence. Oh, they brought Tinkaton for fake out next to Salamence for Tailwind. And I just got intimidated.
And then you get
And
bumped
now
by
I'm-
the hammer.
And now I'm both slower than them, and I am losing on advantage. How do I
it's
catch
hammer time.
up? It's like, how do I catch up to that lead? Like, this team is incredible.
Yeah.
Best, obviously the best natural type in the game with Tinkaton. Obviously, Tinkaton isn't like the best Pokemon ever, but it's a really solid Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon I really like for VGC.
I believe it was
Yeah.
what, tier 3?
Three.
I don't really necessarily like Tinkaton for VGC. I like it for draft. I love it for draft.
Yeah, because I
Not
think
so
it's-
not so much for like actual format, but like for draft.
yeah, I think it's
fucking
just
nuts.
like got so much good like utility and options, and can still deal pretty reasonable damage just because of Gigaton Hammer.
And it's 94 speed. For some reason, they made it fast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, alongside that, having such a good
Oh.
redirection Pokemon in Indeedee means that it's not just Armarouge that this thing wants to be paired next to. It can also be paired next to Salamence and Cloyster for setup, and Frostmoth as well.
Yeah, it also has one of the best physical dark types in this entire game. It's got
Samurott Hisui, which has sharpness.
And does a lot of damage.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm checking to make sure I don't look like an idiot before I say it, because that's my biggest fear.
yeah, it has just better close combat. You know, Sacred Sword.
Yeah, which is
Better
135
close
power
combat.
due to sharpness.
Yeah, like this mon is insane. Like, this team is ridiculous. Like, I have the instant win con.
For most of the time. We'll just call it the instant win con for the sushi combo. Like, what the fuck does that do against this team? Like, I do 50% more damage consistently? Like, ooh, boy, I do a little bit more damage and still get fucking owned by, like,
Half of the really powerful pieces on this.
Yeah.
This team is really insane. It's got a ton of damage on both ends. It's got a ton of like support that's good. It's got Cloyster. Not really sure what Cloyster's doing here, other than like being
another form of offense, I'm guessing? But, like, still,
Yeah,
it's
I mean, when you
pretty
got
solid offense.
when you got a tier 5 option, or tier 4? I think it's tier 4.
Yeah, it's tier 4.
But like,
Which, to be fair, it's one of
you've
the
got
better
it
tier
next
4s.
to Indeedee.
Yeah, and it has, I believe it has Rock Blast. That will always hit.
I'm pretty sure you're right on that.
Yeah. Rock Blast, Icicle Spear. I don't know if it still gets Icicle Spear, but right.
It should.
Rock Blast, Icicle Spear.
Yes. It's Icicle Spear. Obviously, you don't have that water move, because there isn't a water move that hits 5 times.
No, there isn't. But you were on Liquidation.
But, like, you got Waterfall, you got Liquidation. This thing doesn't get Wave Crash. That's
Does not. I wish it got Wave Crash. But yeah.
Imagine how good. I think I probably would have had to put this in tier 3 if it had Wave Crash, though.
But then you can also
Oh.
Terra it and do like ridiculous damage. Potentially Terra
Yeah,
into
just-
a different type.
Terra Rock or just Terra Ice. Terra Ice, just kill any threat that
Yeah.
wants to deal with it. Terra Water makes it so that you resist Eruption from Torkoal. Obviously, you do have the issue, though, that is Hisui and Lilligant in that matchup, but then you just go Terra Fire into Rock Blast and kill the Torkoal. And then you can just Icicle Spear, kill the Hisui and Lilligant.
This is. I think I said this. This like if I went in DD Armarouge, this is very much of direction I would have gone. A lot of the Pokemon on this team,
I know that you told me that. Right?
Yeah,
you told me that.
Like
this is
like I think the only Pokemon on this team that I wouldn't have drafted would have been Frostmoth and Dedenne.
Yeah, and like even then, like they don't look like immediately powerful, but they do serve a role.
Yeah, so they still serve roles on this team.
Like Frostmoth, like we've been largely ignoring Frostmoth, but like you can pair Frostmoth and Edie and just Terra Frostmoth.
Yeah.
Like it's
Similar
still
to
got that
Poison.
ludicrous ice scales.
Yeah, so...
Obviously, your issues
And being able to get rid of such an awful typing
Yeah.
is going to be insane.
And it's got 125 special attack. It's got the
Yeah.
same attack as Tatsugiri, but like a better move pool.
Like, set up a single Quiver Dance and you are set.
Yeah, you're set. You
And if you
probably
need more
won't
spe-
outspeed things, but, like,
if you need more special defense, you can give it a Psychic Seed next to the DD as well.
Oh, no.
like this thing is going to be hard to kill.
Yeah.
But it's like the weird thing is like this is a big threat, but it is far from even like the top 5 threats on this team.
Yeah.
So
So
it kind of lends credence. Like I look at Salamence on this team and I'm like, oh, it doesn't really. I don't really care about Salamence, but
Yeah.
it's Salamence.
It's still Salamence. Yeah.
Like you've got multiple forms of Tailwind on this team as well. You have 2 forms with the. Oh my god! Wait. Oh my god! Just fake out their Tailwind Pokemon. Please tell me this thing has Imprison, because that's like actually kind of fucking fire. Oh my god! It has Tailwind. Oh, that's Flames. Wait, this is fire. Wait, I just figured out a fire. Frostmoth set. So you Tinkaton fake out the Tailwind Pokemon, and then you Imprison with Frostmoth. Oh my god, that's actually fucking fire.
Frostmoth gets... oh, it does get imprisoned.
It gets Imprison and Tailwind.
Weird.
That's...
You just fake it. Well, Imprison's a TM in this game.
Yeah.
So like a billion Pokemon get it. So it's just not as valuable anymore, to be honest. There's like 4 good Tailwind Pokemon.
But yeah, like, this is... Like... Kinda, obviously, you say you quite like it. I am quite a fan of it because it's got a lot of the Pokemon that, like, I think fit really well together. I think it's just Rat that I think you just need to say your piece on. Alright, good call, Rat. I like that.
Another W Rat take.
Oh, sorry. I'll be honest, I zoned out hard there.
Okay, what are your thoughts on this team though?
Honestly, like, everything that could have been said about this team has been said. This team is, like, genuinely cracked. I do like the Dene, though. It's a fast Nuzzler, which I really appreciate. Actually, I'm gonna double check it actually has Nuzzle.
True. Vitrena brought up a really good point. I hate Armarouge DD. True.
It is a
That
Nuzzler.
sucks. Like this Pokemon is proof that that expanding force was a mistake.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, all these Pokemon have it last year. And then when I saw Armarouge only got it, I was like, oh, this should be fine, right? And then it ended up becoming like the best tail. It ended up becoming the best Trick Room setter in competitive. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the
Dude, I'm still
actual
angry that
fuck?
they took away expanding force from Hatterene.
I am not. Fuck that. Oh my god. Do you know how annoying that would be without Dynamax and with Terastal? You just Terra Psychic every game and you just win.
Yeah. I'm
That's
very...
what
Like you force your opponent to run Terra Dark or Terra Psychic. Well, actually, even Terra Psychic could probably do like 50% to most Pokemon. You force them to run Terra Dark and then you're like, oh, guess what? Doesn't Gleam.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
That's-
this team at number 3.
I would agree. I think
Yeah.
the damage potential...
I think it's not as good as Patrena's. It's not as good as yours, but I think it... Rat, don't take this the wrong way. I think it is leagues better than your team. I think, like, there are tiers.
I agree completely.
Like, legitimately, there are tiers for this. There's the top 3 are on, like, a tier of their own. Like, if I could put 3 S-tier teams, it would be your 3. You guys would be the 3 S-tier teams. Because, like, those 3 teams, the top 3, are legitimately on a league of their own. Compared to just raw team strength. Then you kind of have
completely
that,
agree
like,
with this team
middle
being
tier, which
mild.
is, like, Rat, Cream, maybe me. Maybe I'm like right in between the like middle and bottom tier though. But like
This team is honestly insane.
Yeah, it's a super... I think it says a lot that the fact that we're like, yeah, I guess it's the 3rd best team in the league, but like, it's still a bonkers good team. Like, let's not get that out there. It's just the quality of the teams in this league are... There are some extremely good teams, there are some pretty good teams, and there's some less good teams. And that's just how it's ended up just being. Like there's some really solid teams, and I think even the teams that we've said are less good have easy improvements that they can make to become so much better.
Except for my team. My team, fucking thing.
I think honestly the best thing you can do is remove Dondozo Tatsugiri.
Shut the fuck
agree.
up. Shut the fuck up. You would not have made my team better if I did not have Dondozo Tatsugiri.
Nah, I think Tatsugiri Dondozo brings your team down like at least 2 places. I feel
actually
like
does.
you should drop them.
Okay. So I'm better than you, Rat. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't ever a competition. That was an objective
Guess
fact.
what? Guess
I don't
what,
know.
Rat?
I don't know why you're.
Rat, you're gonna set Tailwind. You're gonna set Tailwind, buddy, and guess what's gonna happen? Dipshit. I'm gonna fucking run choice band Dondozo. What are you gonna do? What's your Ursaluna gonna do when I fucking band and wave crash you, buddy?
You know what? Vitrina brings up a good point in the chat. You should just drop Dondozo.
I really should.
Yeah, I agree.
Just drop Dondozo and keep Tatsugiri.
Actually, I do have time. Welcome
There's
back
still,
to
like, an
the
hour left for
second.
Grace.
Welcome back to the second ever instance of Connor looking through the fucking tier list during PRs. This has happened before, which is surprising. Is Ape better, or do I want a slow Pokemon? I kind of want a slow
Go
Pokemon.
Annihilate.
Just go Annihilate.
Window, which one should I go for? I'm not trusting you, Rat. You could be misleading me, and that scares me.
I would never mislead you.
All right, do you want me?
Oh.
Do you want to?
Holy fuck! Wait, the best water type's still on the board. I could get a Zoomerl.
Could get a Zoomerl.
Honestly, I'd be okay fighting a Zoomerl over a Dondozo.
You just don't want to get swept by Dondozo. Just admit it.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, well, thank you for admitting it, Rat. That was very kind of you.
I will be completely honest. There is a, in my opinion, better 2-mon combo than Dondozo Tatsugiri, but you just have to get a different tier 2 and drop both your tier 1s.
I have to drop both of them? I don't want to get go chomp, bro. That's like 90%. Holy fuck, I could drop Drain.
Yeah, but you could get Annihilate Mousehold.
I could, but like
He's right.
let me pull up my team. Let's just make those changes for the sake of argument and look at my type chart. Like my type chart kind of
Dude,
sucks.
Winda, I'm absolutely terrified for SPS when we have to fight in the last week because you're packing Annihilate Mousehold.
I am.
And we both have a Crocodile, which is gonna be fun.
Oh shit, and I don't even have to drop Kilowattrel.
No, it's
for Mousehold Annihilate.
Yeah. And Mousehold's crazy.
What's my type chart look like? What's that type chart look like? Welcome back to guess that type chart. Probably shit. Holy fucking shit, my type chart fucking sucks. You have gaslit me into getting rid of all of my steel resists.
I don't see the
except for Tatsugiri and Kilowattrel.
I mean, that's also comes with you drafted Hail.
Fairy resist.
You drafted Hail in the wrong Arcanine, and also I told you to get rid of Arcanine.
Shut up. I'm mad. This is the right Arcanine. I have a reason. Trust me.
All right.
Trust me, please. Actually, I should probably get a better tier 2 than.
I think that is gonna wrap it up here.
Oh my god, Pat, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I can get the funny grass type.
Oh god.
I think we're gonna wrap it up here because we have been going for over 2 hours. So I guess the final list, unless Cannor decides to change his entire team again, is gonna be.
Hey, I'm changing these 3 mons. So Dondozo Tatsugiri are getting dropped for Dondozo Tatsugiri and fuck, what's the other one? Garchomp for Annihilate, Mousehold, and Arboliva. 90% of Arboliva is a counterpick to Rat. And because it is actually insane though in the TR matchup. Actually, I don't even need a tier Pokemon. What the fuck am I talking about?
Oh god, he's right. It is a counterpick to me.
We'll just worry about that last Pokemon later. But we'll just keep the PR rankings because I don't want to talk about my team.
So
Yeah.
we have
Quackle
me in S. I'm shocked. I'll be honest.
Vatrena, Gig, Rat.
Vatrena, Gig, and then Rat in the A tier. Cream at the top of B, followed by Cannor, who may be changing position because of where they are. I might do a follow-up, I might not because I'm lazy. and then Eris.
Wait, I could just make my Hail team stronger.
And then Tony rounding out the list at the bottom. So.
Oh, you guys have gaslit me for the last time. I'm running Hail again! 4 more years of Hail!
Well, it's not Hail, it's Snow.
Folks. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.